Hello and welcome to Tuesday's roundup of the daily papers. As regular viewers of this show will know, host Darren Lewis is currently away on holiday, so I'm taking over as his hopefully able stand-in. So who and what is making the headlines today? Well, once more it's one of the Premier League's foreign strikers who is the talk of the back pages. On Monday we had Manchester City's Emmanuel Adebayor and his outrageous goal celebration against Arsenal, but today it's a Gunners star who is making the headlines. Yes, the big news is that Eduardo has had his two-game Champions League ban for diving overturned. The Croatian has won his appeal against UEFA's initial decision to suspend him after he won a penalty against Celtic in their qualifying match at the Emirates. The news will come as a relief to Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger and to the player himself. Eduardo will now be available for tomorrow night's game in Belgium against Standard Liège and the home clash with Olympiacos in a fortnight's time. But with the eyes of the world set to be on the Champions League again over the next couple of nights, it will be interesting to see whether some of the continent's more nefarious players use this latest UEFA backtrack as a mandate for simulation. We will wait and see. Meanwhile, we'd love to know what you think of UEFA's decision regarding Eduardo. Log on to mirrorfootball.co.uk to tell us your views and also to vote in our online poll. Closer to home, and the fallout from Adebayor's moment of madness at Eastlands on Saturday goes on. Manchester City manager Mark Hughes is, not surprisingly, appealing for the FA to treat the striker with leniency. He has pointed out that the striker was receiving a tremendous amount of personal abuse from the Arsenal fans before the two incidents that sparked all the controversy. The raking of his studs down the side of Robin van Persie's face and, of course, his Usain Bolt impression to celebrate his goal. Opinions elsewhere in the game, however, seem split as to just how serious his crimes actually were. Middlesbrough manager Gareth Southgate told the Mirror that if fans dish out abuse, they must expect to take it back, insisting they cannot have it both ways. And that's an opinion shared by Daily Mail columnist Martin Samuel. His piece today is headlined, "You Hypocrites in the Stand," and he points out that were his or any other newspaper to make the claims in print that Arsenal fans were making about Adebayor's mother and father on Saturday, that they would be sued. Meanwhile, his fellow columnist James Lawton in The Independent is giving no credence to Adebayor's apology, especially as the striker subsequently claimed he had no idea what he'd done wrong. Lawton believes the FA should now consider their likely original ban, expected to be 4 games, and double it. That hardline view is shared by Mark Bright in the Metro. The ex-Crystal Palace and Sheffield Wednesday striker says Adebayor should have been sent off for his spiteful, dangerous and malicious attack on Van Persie, and also that he should be punished for his over-the-top celebrations. So clearly views are split on what should happen to Adebayor. If you want to tell us what you think, visit mirrorfootball.co.uk and let us know. Elsewhere today, and there is mixed news from Merseyside's Big Two. Good news for Liverpool, who have signed an £80 million shirt sponsorship deal with Chartered Standard Bank. The Telegraph report the news under a smiling picture of manager Rafael Benitez, who will get a transfer windfall as part of the new arrangement. The Liverpool boss has been critical of his club's commitment in the transfer market in recent months, but now looks likely to be able to spend in January. So keep an eye out for those La Liga bargains heading for Anfield. Not such great news in the blue half of Merseyside though, where it has been confirmed that Everton captain Phil Neville sustained knee ligament damage during Sunday's defeat at Fulham. Scans have revealed the extent of the injury and the club will now wait 48 hours to allow the swelling to go down before he undergoes a second scan. But the prognosis is not good, with the club's medical staff expecting Neville to be out until January. And talking of January, I'm sure none of us can wait until the transfer window opens again. But one man who's apparently not going to wait that long before tapping up one of his mates is Michel Salgado. Now, before the Premier League gets their knickers in a twist, this is not actually tapping up, you understand. But The Sun are reporting that Salgado will try to persuade his former Real Madrid teammate David Beckham to join him at Blackburn when he moves away from LA Galaxy on loan after Christmas. It was expected that Becks would return to AC Milan, where he spent 6 months last season, but Salgado will be having a few words to try to lure him to Rovers. No disrespect to anyone at Blackburn, but the San Siro or Ewood Park? Where would you go? Anyway, we'll leave that choice to Beckham. But don't forget, if you want to have your say on that proposed move or any of the day's big talking points, log on to mirrorfootball.co.uk and tell us what you think.